Your LLM output format looks harmless until production hits it. A support triage job asks a large language model, or LLM, for summary, priority, and next action. The code splits the reply into 3 parts. One day the model adds, "Sure, here's the analysis," then a 4th section called additional context. Your split fails. The retry asks again. The model apologizes and adds more prose. Now the queue is stuck, the bill is climbing, and nothing is actually wrong with the model. You never told it the output shape precisely enough. The first try prompt usually asks for the task, not the container. Summarize this ticket. Extract the tasks. Tell me what matters. That can be fine for a human reading one answer. It breaks when another program consumes the answer. The model may choose headings, paragraphs, bullets, markdown tables, or a friendly entry. If it is unsure, it may pad. If the input is emotional, it may become more conversational. If the answer is short, it may add caveats to feel useful. None of that is malicious. It is the model doing assistant behavior. Your job is to replace "be helpful however you want" with "put the answer in this exact shape." Format instructions are the low-tech control layer before structured outputs. You name the sections, you name their order, and the model will usually follow because modern instruction-tuned models are good at local formatting. For example, return summary, then actions, then risks. Delimiters make the response easier to split by machine without writing a real language parser. Length caps stop the model from padding when it is uncertain. And one small line saves tokens on every single call. No preamble, no apology. This is not as strong as a schema, and it is not a security boundary. It is practical friction against messy output. Here is the build pattern I use for plain texted output. First, state the job in 1 sentence. Second, state the exact sections and their order. Third, specify the delimiter line between sections. Use a delimiter that is unlikely to appear naturally, such as 3 dashes plus end section. Fourth, put length caps next to each section, not in a vague note at the bottom. Fifth, define a fallback value. If unknown, write unknown. Sixth, forbid extra wrapper text. No preamble, no apology. The shape is simple. Task, input, output format, rules. If you later call an application programming interface, or API, this prompt still travels as plain text. Suppose you are triaging customer tickets. The beginner prompt says, "Read this ticket and decide what to do." Better, return exactly 3 sections in this order: summary, priority, next action. Put the line end section after each section. Summary has at most 2 bullets. Priority is 1 word, low, medium, or high. Next action is 1 sentence. No preamble, no apology. Now your code can split on the delimiter and check that it got 3 chunks. It can verify priority is one of 3 allowed words. It still is not perfect, but the failure becomes visible. You moved from hoping the prose is convenient to designing an output contract. The trap most tutorials skip is that formatting instructions are reliable enough to be useful, not reliable enough to be your only guardrail. A delimiter can appear inside user text. A model can exceed a length cap. It can add a note because the prompt conflict made that seem helpful. If you need hard fields, types, required keys, and rejectable invalid output, you want schemas. That is coming soon. For now, still validate. Count sections. Check allowed values. Trim whitespace. Decide what to do on failure. Retry once with the error. Fall back to manual review, or return a safe default. Formatting reduces chaos. It does not eliminate responsibility. This skill fits everywhere in an agent. The goal tells the model what to accomplish. The harness, meaning your surrounding code, needs predictable outputs to decide what happens next. Tools need arguments. State needs compact summaries. Memory needs consistent notes. Even after you adopt structured outputs, format instructions still matter for the prose inside fields. A schema can say that answer is a string, but it cannot always express that the answer should start with the recommendation, use 3 bullets, and avoid hedging. So do not treat this episode as a temporary hack. Treat it as the text-level discipline that sits underneath the stronger structured output tools we will add in 2 episodes. Here is a safe 10-minute exercise on your own machine. Pick a paragraph from notes you already own. Write 3 prompts. Prompt 1. Summarize it with no format instructions. Prompt 2. Require summary, actions, and risks in that order. Prompt 3. Add delimiters, length caps, fallback values, and no preamble, no apology. Run each prompt 5 times with the same input using whichever model client you already have. Save the text files. Then, write a tiny Python script that splits on your delimiter and counts sections. You will see the difference immediately. The goal is not perfection. The goal is learning which instructions make failures easier to detect. 3 beats to keep. First, if you care about LLM output format, name the sections and their order. Do not make the model invent the container. Second, use delimiters and explicit length caps. Delimiters make output machine-splittable. Caps reduce padding, especially when the model is unsure. Add no preamble, no apology, because it saves tokens on every single call. Third, when the format matters more than this, move to schemas and structured outputs. That arc starts in 2 episodes. This is Agent Foundations, a daily path from first prompt to reliable agent. The paid libraries at aislabs.ai go deeper, with production patterns and exercises.